welcome to New Dad Order Episode 8. Ray and I get into cheap Chinese and our college hack that we went through to cheat the buffet, as well as travels. Ray has a fear of being taken, which has led him to not go out of the country, so that was a little interesting. And also to my travels, where I went to Oktoberfest with one of my buddies, and we encountered Henry, which is all-time legend stuff for that guy, wherever he's at to this day. PUBG is woke. Ray explains to me why. And then he also explains to me the difference between science fiction and fantasy. So apparently I'm a fantasy guy, not a sci-fi guy. Friendship. Main theme of the show is friendship. Having best friends and what it means to actually be a best friend. And Ray comes up with a really good dad rule on what a best friend is. So hope you enjoy it. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, hit the notifications as well. So whenever you know we drop something new, and let's go.
Welcome to the New Dad Order podcast. My name is Ray. I got my boy Parfait over there.
Welcome back, everybody.
Out in Covington, they just opened up a couple of restaurants.
Okay, Ray getting specific. Covington, suburb of New Orleans, kinda. Across the lake.
It's on the North Shore.
Call that the North Shore area.
It's on the North Shore. I always do that, right? I always
do that. You go local on us.
Just dropping different names.
So Covington.
I'm a name dropper. Dropper. So at the new, over there by Sam's Club, but across the street, across 12, where there's new shops over there.
Okay.
One of them is Panda Express, and then they have another Asian restaurant as well.
Okay.
You went to Chinese food?
I mean, I eat Chinese food. I wouldn't call Panda Express Chinese food.
It's, I guess, Americanized. Is it?
I mean, it's just fried chicken with different sauces.
So we tried it. We tried it this weekend. I was mildly impressed.
You shouldn't be impressed. Why are you eating fast food, right?
Maybe it wasn't.
It's Panda Express.
Maybe it was because it was
food
Panda
court
Express.
food, man.
I've never had Panda Express.
Oh, okay.
Even though I know it's a food court, I know it's all that good stuff.
It took over a better place. It used to be Steak and Shake there. That's a quality off the interstate place.
You like Steak and Shake too?
I didn't mind it. Guys, want to talk to you real quick about a product that is really great for recovery that has just become a very vital part to me as I continue to age, and all these dads out there listening that are going through the same thing that want to make sure that they can keep their energy level up and get that rest that they need. Thirdzy. Thirdzy's a product loaded with a bunch of things, which one thing it does not have is melatonin, so you won't be groggy in the morning. Check it out. Promo code NDO8 to get you a discount at checkout. You won't be disappointed. It'll help all your recovery to get you ready for the next day. But, you know, for an off the interstate kind of place, Steak and Shake, yeah, why not?
Yeah, it wasn't
not bad
at all.
Better than Panda Express, but enlighten me with your Panda Express, and do I eat Chinese food? I'm not going to call Chinese food Panda Express.
I think it's more of an area they have to put it, you know, not just call it Asian food. So they just say, let's call that Chinese food.
Because they put sweet and sour sauce and orange sauce and
right. I think I had the honey. We had the honey chicken and orange chicken, and at the other place we had the shrimp something and another chicken. I don't know off the top of my head what it was.
It doesn't sound like it.
It was good.
No,
good.
All
But
right.
see, it was good in a bad way. Right, it was good in a bad way.
I don't know where we're going with this, but let's get into Chinese food, right? So I have a theory that I don't mind cheap Chinese food. So like when they have the pictures of the food above the counter, yeah,
and then the walks,
you know, when
I think that's
like the
Chinese
standard,
food.
you know, like almost like a fair type atmosphere where, hey, look, give me that picture of that food, and it actually looks like that when they put it on your plate. Mm-hmm. I mean, that got me through college. In fact, we used to get kicked out of Golden Dragon 2. In college.
You like golden? My wife always talks about golden.
Yeah. So they had a buffet. It was a Chinese buffet, but we unlocked something in college on the Saturday mornings whenever college game day was on, and we're getting ready to watch college football, and we would make the trip to the Chinese buffet, and we get the buffet to go. It was a flat fee. We made things happen to where they started putting in scales at that place.
By the pounds, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't always like that. So we went there with a game plan, and that game plan on that hungover Saturday morning, getting ready to watch college football, was we'd show up like 4 or 5 of us, and one person would be on duty for one thing and the other. So we walk in like, Ray, load up on the egg rolls, and you just grab your box and you just put nothing but egg rolls. I grab mine, put nothing but rice. This one grab that one, put nothing but this kind of chicken. So we just have like 5 different boxes just loaded up.
Genius.
Go back to the apartment and have our own buffet there and watch college football all day long.
Oh yeah, they shut
and
that
then we probably got away with it for about, I don't know, 1.5 2 years, and then all of a sudden we walked in there and there were scales. And then we realized that box of egg rolls was about $20, and so we cut that out. But yeah, I mean, I can get down with some cheap Chinese food. Why not? Not bad.
No, it's not.
I mean, they do have good Chinese food. We don't eat it. My wife's a picky eater. We talked about that. So I mean, she's not. Yeah, not a lot of ethnic food outside of Mexican that goes on over here.
Oh really? It's more just, it's got to be, it's more Louisiana based.
It's not
cuisine.
I mean, I like anything. I mean, I'm not going to call Italian food foreign food.
No. Italian food's Italian food.
Exactly. Jerrard Parfait here with New Dad Order Podcast to talk to you about a new pre-workout, relatively new to the market, new to myself as well, but it's getting the job done. It's not loaded with caffeine like a lot of the other pre-workouts, so if that's what you're looking for, then this probably isn't the product. But it is based in nootropics, which actually helps brain function. So if you've ever deep dove into that, this is part of what that product has right here. Going to get you ready for the workout. I'm a 5 a.m.er. Like I said, I need it. A lot of flavors. Hit the link in the description. It'll take you to the website. You'll get a New Dad Order discount. Pick your flavor. Bunch of other products as well. They have canned energy drinks. So thanks for listening. Check out Dubby and get that workout in. Have you ever had homemade pasta? Fresh, real pasta?
No, not yet.
It's unbelievable. It's so good. That was fortunate enough to get to go to Italy a couple times in life.
Okay.
And the pasta that is made in the restaurant is just different. There's a couple places locally that does make their own pasta. And if you can find a place that does, go to Impastada's. I'll just say it. We'll go real local. Go to Impastada's. There's Impastada Cellars in Madisonville. The first one's on the South Shore in Metairie. And they do fresh pasta there. It's just different.
Impastada's.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, the thing that I've heard also out there is you could eat the breads, the pastas, and not gain any weight. Because I guess when they make
you can definitely gain weight.
It only lasts a couple of days.
Yeah,
not like our bread.
Fresh. Not like all of our stuff that is just terrible for you.
So
yeah, it's different. I mean, the food's always different. Your food shouldn't last for 2 weeks. Ours does. It's probably not healthy.
Yeah.
It should probably be that your bread shouldn't be good 3 days later. It should be bad. Fresh bread or any bread. But
so they're just making stuff and not selling it, and it just.
They have markets. Like we have our little markets that we go to over here that we feel so good about ourselves, but that's what they have. They don't have massive grocery stores every 3 miles. At least not in the areas that we were in.
Wow.
You know, you walk into this huge marketplace, almost like a grocery store. We did a tour. It was really cool. And in this marketplace, there's the seafood section. And there are literally trucks bringing in the back fresh seafood. And then there's the meat. So they're just basically just cows almost hanging from the ceiling. Just not full cows, obviously, but the meat is there, the produce, and it's in this huge market area. And then on the backside of this market, I think we were in Florence whenever we went to this place, and it was really cool. It smelled great and horrible all at the same time because of all the fresh food and the fresh produce. And then there was like a little restaurant type area on the back that was almost food court-ish. And they were cooking. So they were literally buying the food from in front, preparing it in the back, and selling it to you as a meal. Cool. Yeah, it was awesome. Cool. That was a really cool experience.
I mean, my whole thought process while walking around is like, what if they don't sell this?
Oh, they're going to sell it. They're going to sell it. They sell it to the restaurants. So many places over there aren't as spread out as what they are over here. So think about it from that perspective. So everybody wants land. I say everybody. A lot of people want 4 or 5 acres of land Well, over there, you're going to have to go. It's not that they don't have it, but it's just everything is built around the city center and then it expands. People will have land actually use it in farm. They don't just ride 4-wheelers on it.
Ah, got you. You know, the other thing too is you've been outside the United States, and I mean Europe and whatnot, more than a couple times.
Yeah, I've been a few times.
Yeah, I just makes me nervous. Makes me nervous, you know, because I've
travel.
I've seen Taken. They're not taking me.
No, they're definitely not.
They're not taking me, and I'm talking more for my family. My wife is always talking about going.
You should go. What are you waiting for?
Because if they take her or my daughter, I am in trouble. I know people here. I know people here. I don't know anybody over there. That's one of my fears. Yeah, that's one of my.
It's an irrational fear, Ray.
It probably is an irrational fear.
I'm not. You don't have to.
No, I'm just saying. It probably is an irrational fear. But
definitely an irrational fear.
But it's a fear. It's
then you got to travel.
Fear.
You got to travel. You don't meet dumb people that travel. I mean, if you want to call me dumb, that's fine. But you encounter people, and so I went to Oktoberfest. This was, man, it might. Oh my God, is it 20 years ago? It might be 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. I went to Oktoberfest, and it was my buddy who was going with his cousin. He had never been out of the country before, and his cousin was going. She lived overseas, and it was a couple of her friends and my buddy, and he said he was going to Munich. He was going to Oktoberfest. I was like, dude, I want to go. He was like, you really want to come? I was like, yeah. I was like, okay. I was like, give me your flight information. So got his flight information, went. This was in the height of poker days. Money was flowing pretty good.
Yeah.
And so I went to a friend of a friend's mom, whatever, was a travel agent. I'm like, hey, my buddy's flying to Germany. He's going to Oktoberfest. This is his flight that he's on. Can you get me on these same flights? Is there anything available? And I just let her do it for me. And so she's like, yep, you can do it. So I was like, hey, man, I'm going to Oktoberfest with you. He thought I was just so full of crap. He's like, I didn't really think you were coming. I was like, why would I lie about this? I'm like, I'm going, man. We're going. So he and I flew. We flew into Frankfurt. So we flew into Frankfurt, and it was like hour, doesn't matter, about an hour or so train ride into Munich.
Yeah.
And he had never been out of the country before. And he and I travel. We land.
So what is he? Is he a taller guy? Same size guy as you?
He's a bigger dude. I mean,
bigger. You mean
like yeah, he's like 6 foot.
6 foot.
Yeah,
still small.
Okay,
still small. Now I'm thinking about the accommodations because I've heard they're all like a little more compact.
What? No, he lives here.
No. I understand.
Okay,
that.
all right.
I understand that. You said this is his first time going out of the country.
Yeah,
I'm just saying when you got out there. The accommodations. That's what I'm thinking about. That's another little stupid fear.
Okay, yeah,
maybe
I'm
it's a stupid fear.
But
maybe it's a stupid fear.
So we land in Frankfurt, walking a baggage claim. You know what he says? He says the words you're never supposed to say.
Oh no.
Hope our bags are here. I was like, man, really?
Oh, I thought he was gonna say something else.
No. Okay. Hope our bags are here. Guess whose bags weren't there?
His.
Ours. Both of ours.
Both
of our bags were not there.
But we had to
hop on a train to go to Munich, and our bags were supposed to be in Frankfurt. So we didn't have bags. We give our information, hop on our train, and then we go to Munich. Get to Munich, meet up with the rest of the group. We have no clothes. We have a toothbrush, and that's about it. So we buy some Oktoberfest T-shirts for our next day and some deodorant. And then we hit the city. And so we had that first night. We're going. Oktoberfest was awesome. Grounds are huge. It's a party all day. All these beer tents. Everything set up. Just a huge atmosphere festival that was like none other. I want to go back. I'm very jealous. My sister and my brother and a group of their friends went. We missed that trip probably because my kid's a little too young to have left home. With someone for a whole week, but they went, and it would be awesome to revisit. But nonetheless, whenever I went there in my 20s, my buddy and I had a great time. Mm-hmm. And we're doing everything you're supposed to do. We go to the beer tents. They have all this live music and everything just singing and dancing, and the girl walking around with 14 beers in her hand, and she puts them on the table, and everybody's down in their beer and singing songs.
So that's legit.
It's legit. It is. They make that look like that for a reason, and that's what we did. We were in the Hopper House beer tent. That was the big party. That one and another one that doesn't really matter. We had a great time. We went to one of them during the day where you sit down and these huge long tables, the beer garden tables, and you eat food, and they put the food in front of you. You had reservations. That was awesome. And then you go in the evening, and we went to the party tents, and we had a blast at the party tents. And so we're leaving. So the festival grounds close at, I don't know, make up a time, 9 p.m., right? It's dark. It closes. Everybody off the festival grounds. And so you do the most American thing that you would do is look for the first bar after the party ends to hit late night. So we walk into the first bar, we see rookie mistake right there. Why go in the very first one? Because everybody has the same idea to go into the first bar that they see. Right. Yeah. So we walk into the bar, we're standing in the back, and there's like 4 of us at this point. A couple of people had dipped off and they went back. And I'm like, man, we are not making it to this bar. I mean, we're a good 15 feet away from the bar. I'm like, there's no way we're making it to this bar. Like, what are we doing? Let's just get out of here. And then so I'm like, yeah, man. I'm like, yeah, we should definitely get out of here, right? So he's in agreement. Let's get out of here. And then I noticed that someone is standing at the bar with a hat on backwards, and I see 3 letters on that hat, LSU.
No way.
I'm like, bro, they're wearing an LSU hat. It's like, for real? Like, yeah. It's like, go Tigers on 3. He's like, absolutely. 1, 2, 3, y'all go Tigers. Dude's head snaps around so quick. Who said that? Who said that? So raise our hand. He's like, how many y'all got? At this point, it was just me and my buddy. And so I'm just going to say his name, Tim. We're going to have him on here one day. So I'm like, 2. He's like, 2 more beers. Send the beers back to us, wave to him. Never talk to the guy or anything like that. He was wearing an LSU hat. We all go Tigers. We got 2 beers in this pack bar. Then we have to figure out a game plan. Drink our beers. Man, what are we going to do? We don't know where we're going to go. Leave that bar, walking down the street, figuring out what the next plan is. And then there's a guy that strolls up by the name of Henry. That's the guy's name, right? Henry and Anna. And Anna's friend, don't remember her name. We just start talking to them because we're drunk and we're in Munich and we're having a great old time. So as we're talking to them, we're like, where are y'all going? Tim will talk to a tree. It does not matter. He will make friends with anyone. I don't mind having a conversation with anyone. He's the guy that is the silly guy that gets all the attention, loves being the center of attention. Perfect dynamic of he and I traveling together.
Right.
So Henry's like, where are y'all going? Well, he didn't say y'all, right? But he knew we were American. Where are you guys going? Well, Tim's like, wherever you're going. Said, sounds like a plan. So we start tagging along with Henry and his wife and her friend, and we just start walking down. And then we go into a train station, and we don't have train tickets. And he's like, you're good. Just come right here with us, right? So we just walk into the train station. We get on the train. He tells us, the cops don't worry about the people who can't stand up. Just act normal. Act cool. So we're like, all right, cool. So we get in there, and then we go into this other place in Munich that has all of these clubs, like all of these nightclubs, like 10 different nightclubs. And Henry's like, we're going to go right here. Okay, cool. So we get in line, and this line has probably, 50 people in line. Like, cool, we're going to spend most of our night in line to get into a club, but whatever. We don't know anybody, and we met this dude and his wife and their friend, and we're like, all right, well, let's just go with them. So we're standing in line, and Henry just keeps walking. He's like, hey. What are you saying? Waves us over. I'm like, okay. So we just walk right past this entire line of people waiting to get into this club. And whenever we get to the front door of this club, the guy gives him a hug, working the door, and says, Henry's there with me. And then we just walk in. Bypass the line. And there's 2 sides to the club. There's one side that has like 1,000 people, and then there's one side that has like 100 people. And you can kind of see the bar, but it's sectioned off. So we walk onto that side. Hey, what do y'all want? Do some shots? Of course, do some shots. Like everybody that was in that bar, they lined up shots for everybody who was in there. We did some shots, drank some beers, walked around into the big nightclub part, danced, hung out. And then Henry's like, what do y'all want to do next? We're like, I don't know. And then he's like, I know where I'm bringing you guys. So he brought us to a place that was kind of a strip club, but not really a strip club. It was called New York Table Dance was the name of the place. And it was next door. Same thing. mile long line. We're like, yep, we're not even. We just walked right past. We were leading the pack. He's like, this is where we're going. We knew we were walking straight into this place. We weren't waiting in line. So sure enough, that's exactly what happened. We just walked right up. Oh, Henry was the man.
All the pull, huh?
All the pull. No clue what this dude was doing, but whatever, man. We met the right random dude walking out of Oktoberfest grounds.
That is amazing.
So we walk into there, say they walk in the New York table dance place, and it was, like I said, it was it wasn't a strip club because there was just a ton of different people in there, but the girls walked around with like these curtains, right? Yeah, like a curtain, and they were topless underneath it. Okay. And they had seating all along the outside of this bar, like a booth, right? Like booth seating there was also a rail that was above all of the seats. So that curtain that they were wearing, if you wanted to get a dance, they would they'd sit you down on this booth, they'd open it up, and then they would clip it. And then that was like your private little dance room.
Oh, wow.
Get it? Yeah.
Wow.
So that's going on.
We do walk by faith, just so you guys know.
Oh, man. Yeah, but I'm also 20-something years old in Munich, Germany.
We were young once, though.
Yeah, I didn't say I got to dance. I'm telling you that's what was going on in the place.
I'm just saying we were observing.
We were.
Not me.
It's culture. It was culture.
That is so cool.
Yeah, and then same thing, cool. This other little roped off area with this private little bartender, and then that's where Henry, hey, what do y'all, I don't know, beers and a shot? So beers and a shot. And so we go there. And then we went to another place, and same thing, rolled out the red carpet, hanging out. We're like, okay, night's over. We're walking out of the bar. Henry, I hope you guys had a good time.
Sure.
We said we had a great time. Gave him a hug.
As
his wife, his friends.
Yeah, as they do in Europe.
Gave them a hug, went on our way, and realized that we met like the coolest dude in the world.
Ever.
And got hooked up all night long.
That's so, I mean, he can't beat that.
No, we have no clue. No clue.
How you gonna beat that?
And to this day, I could text him right now and be like, dude, remember whenever we met Henry in Munich? He's just, oh, God, dude, that was so awesome.
Oh,
no, it was a great night, though.
What a memory.
Yeah, and you're scared to go because someone might kidnap you. Come on, bro.
Not me.
Yeah.
No, I like hearing stories like that. I really love hearing stories like that because I want to take her. I want to take her.
Well, then go.
But I'm setting it up where I'm like, no, we're not. And then when I drop it on her, she's going to be so surprised.
So you're going to like just not involve her in the planning of this?
Oh, no. No. I will involve her.
Oh, you're just going to say that like now is the time, like we are going in November of next year.
Let's rock and roll. Let's get it together.
You're going to commit to it and then figure out the trip.
Yeah. Gotcha. 100%.
So I hope she's going to listen to this sooner than later, knowing that you're going to be bringing her to Europe in the next year.
And she's like supportive of this whole podcast thing, but unless you want to watch, she, like my action figures and stuff like that.
Those are cool though. Yeah.
She looks at me.
Bless your heart, right?
Bless my heart.
Bless your heart.
Bless my heart. No, I've been out of the country though.
Okay, where have you been?
Hawaii doesn't really count because even though it feels like it.
It is a state.
Yeah,
yes,
even though it feels like it.
Hawaii's awesome.
Just real quick, I went to Hawaii because we were playing the University of Hawaii.
Oh, all right.
With Pitt, right? So we went in November.
Okay.
And we were like, oh man, we're going to see all the. It should be. It was bad. We saw two girls and they had the wraps on and they took the wraps off and let us take pictures.
They hook them or
no. They had the wraps. They had the thongs on. We're like, oh, thongs. 19-year-olds going, oh.
And there was like two girls and 100 dudes from the Pitt football team.
Yeah, only two girls.
That's awesome.
It was bad, and there was a lot of prostitutes. Right, there was a lot of prostitutes, and the weather was like.
Never mind. You're in Honolulu. We're
in Honolulu. So it's a lot of prostitutes. It was funny because a lot of the guys were like surrounding the prostitutes. They're like, no.
Yeah.
Take too long. Take too long. So it was pretty funny. So it was Hawaii, and then
that's the only. Well, yeah, because y'all were just for football. So
it was for
y'all didn't get
football.
to go like traveling and exploring.
Oh no, we did. And here's the part that. The suck for me was I'm not taking my license with me. I mean, we're going to go play football. Well, because I didn't have my license, I couldn't get a moped. You get mopeds there and just drive around. Yeah, guys were just scraping themselves up all over the place. It was crazy.
No, Hawaii's cool. We did Hawaii. In fact, that's where we announced to our family that Carolyn was pregnant.
Oh, wow.
Was in Hawaii.
That's cool.
Yeah, we crashed the trip that my sister and them were taking. And so this is 10 years ago now.
Right.
And then, but my sister and my brother-in-law and their 2 boys, they were going to Hawaii. And we coordinated with my brother-in-law about their trip and didn't tell my sister and the boys that we were going to be there. So then we just showed up in Hawaii and they saw us. We were actually they were going to Pearl Harbor and we met them before we went on the Pearl Harbor tour.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, they were freaked out by it. And then, you're talking about the tour itself?
Well, the tour, the oil that was coming out. Still.
Yeah, that was pretty moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was weird because we were like, hey, we surprised them. They were very happy to see us at a very somber site.
Yeah.
I don't know if we completely planned that one out well as far as that goes. And then we did the Big Island. We did Kona. And that was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, we only were at that spot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's still.
But you know what's awesome? The people out there are fantastic. We're getting Leis all over the place. I don't know if you
got what?
Leis. The Leis.
You're talking about prostitutes.
No, my bad. Leis. We're getting Leis. Like when we went and played, they were just giving us Leis. I'll tell you what though. Best Mai Tais I've ever had. Best Mai Tais. Best Mai Tais. It was
I've never had a Mai Tai.
No?
I really don't know if I have.
It was in a cup that was about this that wide, about that tall. The pineapple sits at the bottom of it. It's a rum drink.
I like rum.
Yeah, it's a rum drink that was mixed up. Fantastic. They were $1 Mai Tais. This is after the game. Our kicker, who was up there, Scotty. Should I say it wrong?
I mean,
Scotty Kaplan.
I mean,
he's got his own.
Deny this.
No. He won't. He's got his own radio show, podcast, etc. out there in San Diego. He's been doing. He was our kicker.
Okay.
He was that guy, right? Scotty's like, come on. $1 Mai Tais.
That sounds like it could get.
It did.
Yeah.
And I have pictures of me at the airport after.
And yeah, good thing that was the day after the game, right?
It was after the game. It was after the game. They were fantastic. And it maybe because after 5. I think they were just outstanding. But I couldn't be that guy that continues to drink where he's going to become. I get to a point where I'm like, okay,
yeah, find the sweet spot and let's just live there
and just enjoy it So yeah, I was that guy. And so that was that trip. My only other trip out of the country is Canada.
So America's hat.
Canada.
What'd you go to Canada for?
So a business trip. So we were up there in Buffalo.
That's not Canada.
So we decided to go across.
All right.
Right. Decided to go across. We went and saw the waterfall. Saw all that good stuff.
What's the name of it, Ray?
I forget.
Oh my gosh. Not CTE, Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls. That's it. It was coming.
Yeah.
It was Niagara Falls. We saw, and it's best to see it from the Canada side, but it doesn't really matter. You know, you get on that ship, put that rain suit on or whatever, and just have you ever done that?
No, I've never been. I've never been to Canada.
No, have you ever been up?
No, I haven't been to Niagara Falls either.
Yeah, so I'll tell you this, but that area there, it's for tourists. Oh, yeah, you'll have a good time. You'll have a good time.
I mean, actually, we had some friends that went this past year. They said it was cool.
Good time.
So, yeah, never been to Niagara Falls. What else did you do in Canada? Obviously, you just didn't go across
Wax
the border.
Museum. Oh, yeah, we went across the border.
Yeah. I'm saying you didn't just go to see the waterfall. You went to do something else.
All right, it was just like Wax Museum. Well, we did all the unsavory stuff that 20-something-year-olds go and do.
Gotcha.
Right. The Wax Museum was pretty cool. All the little touristy spots they got over there is pretty cool. But I mean, that's all I remember. Niagara Falls.
Yeah. Well, that's a pretty memorable spot to go. But yeah, never been to Canada. I don't know if I have a desire to go to Canada.
It's.
I mean, people say it's nice. I'm sure you can find some things to do. I don't mind. I like doing things that are activity on vacation. I know that Canada has things that you can do.
Oh yeah, but what you were doing in Germany is so much better.
Well, I was 20-something years old too.
But yeah, with all that good stuff, but that is definitely different. Like you're Buffalo and you go right across the border there to Canada, like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not much different.
Well, it's like going to Cancun, Mexico. You're not really out of the country. I mean, you're out of the country, you're in Mexico, yes, I understand.
Especially since it's one of those what secluded resorts.
Yeah, if you're on a resort, you're not exactly experiencing Mexican culture by any means whenever you're on an all-inclusive.
Yeah.
But actually, the only time I've been to Mexico was on a cruise. We stopped for a few hours.
Which one was that?
It was a terrible, I don't even know. It was a terrible cruise. In fact, my buddy that I went to Munich with, it was his bachelor party.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there was like 13 of us on a crappy Carnival cruise out of New Orleans. Carnival. And yeah, I mean, it was just, we had no business. They all knew our names by the time we got off the cruise. It was, I mean, we had a good time. We were like 13, 14 deep.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we had a good time. There was like a couple, I think there was another bachelor party on the trip too. And then there was some bachelorette parties.
3 day or 7 day?
No, it was 3. My gosh, 7 days? No. Yeah. Someone would have gotten flown home.
I did a 7 day. Jamaica, Montego Bay. I don't remember. I don't remember the other spot.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would do another cruise. They don't necessarily. I don't have an opinion of them. I guess the cruise. I mean, I have one. I can't hold that to the standard of a cruise. Whenever I've been on one, and it was a bachelor party trip in our 20s.
I really enjoyed the free food. Like the sushi, I want the variety, right?
Okay.
Not just the dinner. You had to dress up. I didn't really like that because I'm not a suit man. I know you're a suit man. I'm not a suit man.
I mean, I enjoy.
But you got to dress. You got to dress up to go to the dinner.
To the captain's dinner or something like that, right?
Yeah, something like that, right? It's every day. But
every day they had this?
Oh yeah.
I don't remember. Well, we did. We definitely didn't get dressed up every night to go eat.
Yeah, so because you didn't have to go to that dinner. Because they had like a sushi bar that was open all the time, or they had the burger spot. They had different things outside of the restaurant that you could go and eat all the time.
Well, I mean, I know they had like 24-hour pizza. We hit that up a lot.
Yeah, they had all those things. It was pretty cool. Yeah, I think my daughter wants to go on a cruise for her senior trip, so we're looking at that.
Gotcha. You have to go be chaperone for that?
Yeah.
You're gonna go?
Well, I'm going. Because it's a cruise, but they're going to do their thing. They're going to do their thing. So got to let them go some way somehow.
You sound nervous about that.
Oh, of course. Of course.
You don't want them to get taken.
No, I don't. I mean, it is a legit fear. I know it might be a stupid fear, but it's a legit.
I mean,
fear.
I'm not saying it's a stupid fear. I think slightly irrational for certain things, maybe, but not.
No, I mean, not going to Europe because you think, come on. It's sort of irrational.
No, it is. That is.
Yeah, it's sort of irrational.
But having the fear itself, I'm saying, is not completely irrational.
No.
But living in the fear consistently, probably a little irrational.
I don't live in. Well, I mean, I don't live in it.
Did you go on senior trip?
No.
Oh, okay.
I didn't go to prom. Did you go to prom?
Yeah, I went to prom.
You went to prom? I didn't think.
Why would I go to prom?
That prom was a waste of time. I didn't go. Everybody else went, and I had no regrets. I have no regrets.
I mean, that's fine. You're probably dungeon mastering.
I wasn't. My buddy was though. But here's the thing. I did go. I did go to homecoming.
Like I'm trying to take a shot at you for Dungeons and Dragons, and then it was actually happening while y'all didn't go to prom.
It probably was. Yeah.
I feel
it probably was.
I'm a bully. But
no. We could talk about that. Was what was funny is when you were pushing it. So, do you think the people that work for you make fun of you?
I asked. I was curious.
I'm like, I wear khaki. I wear my 511 tacticals and a khaki shirt. No, I mean, but I mean, if
so, all right. So you didn't go to prom.
Could possibly happen.
So you didn't go to prom because
I'm the boss.
It was a waste of time?
I thought it was a waste of time and a waste of money. I mean, I could have went with my buddy. She was like, you want to go to prom? I'm like, not really. Why don't you go with somebody? I was like, you like? Go with somebody you like. I mean, there's a lot of dudes that like you. Go with one of them.
No, you go with your friend. I went
because I always went. She always went with me on my like homecoming. No, a glow. I went with somebody else. A glow is all the different clubs and whatnot, like the newspaper, all that.
Oh, okay.
So you would have that.
I'm thinking
dance.
club is like, yeah, okay, no,
right?
Like,
Chess club, all those different clubs, and they'd have, you'd be the. So we called it a glow.
Okay, yeah.
Right. So those were the two things that I
like-
thought were pretty cool. Right. So I went to those. I got a tux for homecoming. All right. A tux for homecoming.
See,
I
we
thought
didn't
it
do
was a big deal.
tuxes for homecoming.
What's that?
We didn't do tuxes for
No, I
homecoming.
don't think
at our
you.
school.
Maybe you did a suit.
Yeah, we did a
you
suit.
You matched with the girl, but I did a tux. That's how big of a deal I thought homecoming was because it's football season.
Well, yeah, you were probably on homecoming court.
No, really, no, never on homecoming court. But I went to that. Tell you, man, they're like, here comes Ray. Boy, he's such a geek. No, I'm just joking. But no, homecoming and a glow, those were my dances. Junior year, senior year. But I prom was not.
No, we did. I mean, it was a big deal. I actually the girl I went to
Prom is always a big deal.
Well, yeah, but the girl I went to prom with she was my best friend through high school. Like not dating, like literally just my best friend. We hung out and like that was like we were cool. And it was one where we wanted to go to prom together. And she might have even had a boyfriend at the time, but she was like, "Hey, I'm going to prom with Jerrard because like that's what I want."
That's what we do, huh?
Yeah, like that's what I want my high school member to be. Like he's my best friend through high school, best guy friend through high school, and like that's what I want to go to prom with. And so that was so that was a cool part of it. But we went to all the high school dances.
You know what?
Sadie Hawkins and homecoming, whatever.
Sadie Hawkins. You know what's funny is when we talk about having girls that are friends. Like you talking about, I had a girl's friend since fourth or fifth grade. Best friend, still a great friend today, but she's married, kid. I'm married. I have another friend that's female, but in college, they were friends, but there was always this little hope thing in the back of my head. Does that make sense?
Oh, like from those childhood or like from those friends?
No. When I was in college.
Are you just talking about being friend zoned in college with college girls or
No, the friend zone thing happened in high school.
Okay.
Right? I had a couple of girls that were friends, but my best friend was or I'm not going to say the name. But my best friend, like you talk about going to prom and stuff with your best friend that was a girl.
Yeah,
right?
like of my best girlfriends, I was.
I don't know how you felt about her. I don't know if you had any romantic feelings.
Zero.
It was just your friend, right?
Yes,
and I think that's amazing for our innocent selves in high school that we looked at them as friends. Yeah. They were just friends, right?
No, we were super tight because even whenever she went to college and I went to like she joined a sorority and I went to a couple of dances with her. Like with it, and I was like, no, like this is my friend from back home, and I think was she one? I don't know. One of our friends, I don't remember if it was her or not, was nervous to tell me that the guy she was dating because she knew I didn't really care for him. Like she respected me from that standpoint. Or a guy that she was kind of dating.
Okay,
I don't know if it was her or not. It might have been another.
Was she good looking?
No, yeah, she's a pretty girl.
She's a pretty girl.
Yeah.
Okay,
but
I'm just saying, we had that innocence. Then that's how you saw them. You knew they're pretty, but that's how you saw them. I get to college, I don't know what happened, but I'm making friends with these girls, and I'm like, maybe one day.
I got you.
I had to go the long road with a lot of girls. I wasn't the guy that like, because I always hear stories of girls going up. When I walked to the bar, I knew he was going to be the one.
Oh yeah,
right.
No, you had to put in the work to be the one, right?
I had to put in the work.
Yeah,
but it didn't always work out that way.
No, most of the time it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Not at all. No. But and the thing is, they stayed friends, but slowly dropped off or whatnot. And it's just, and then they talk about that concept of can guys and girls be friends? I think as you get older, not so much. Maybe that's me.
I think that's a personal. I think that's completely a personal situation. that's unique to that person, because I think the people that struggle to have a strong friendship with someone from the opposite sex, I'm not saying this is always the case. I think that there may be some type of insecurities that don't allow that to happen. Whether it be insecurities from a relationship that they're in where the person they're with doesn't trust them to be friends with a girl, or they don't. I'm kind of lost on my thoughts here. I think it's unique to the person. Basically, that's the takeaway. I can make friends with girls now. Honestly, we talked about the CrossFit. Well, like, the class is mixed between guys and girls in the class, and I mean, I'm not hanging out with all of them, but
I was going to ask that. Yeah, I was going to.
But I do. I mean, we talk to them. We have group texts with people that we work out with.
It's sort of not the same,
but they're friends.
Sort of.
I don't know.
I don't think it's appropriate now, married, to have or create new friends that are female.
Yeah,
they can be acquaintances, and you'll see them at CrossFit. Hey, what's going on? Good job. The text group, right?
Yeah.
But hanging out, I don't know. I don't know if that's appropriate.
But I guess, I guess the one-on-one hangout thing isn't even really an option. How about that? Because it doesn't even. It's because we're always doing things as a couple or with our kids, and so yeah, it's not like there's like.
But you're one-on-one with your guys. You're one-on-one with you guys sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Right?
I mean, that doesn't happen a whole lot either. Yeah.
But that.
Yeah, from that friend point of it, yes. I have one friend, but she's been friends with me. We've been friends since we were like 15, 16
And you might go have lunch with her or something,
yeah,
right?
I mean, like,
if you're in New Orleans or
that
something.
one's totally different. Yeah.
Totally different.
Yeah. But, yeah, a new friend. Okay, I get what you're saying.
And wife knows about the friend. You know what I mean? Like, I get that. But someone new?
Yeah, no, that would be weird. Okay, yeah. I get what you're saying. The new aspect of it, yeah, I think that would be weird.
There's a time, eventually, right, when that innocence is lost, and that's what I'm going to say, that innocence is lost, and it's more high school, that when you get, and sometimes those guys are just more mature. They were a lot more mature than I was. But when you get into, I think, college, those years, 19, 20, 21-ish and going forward, it's really tough to maintain just friendships with somebody, especially when you're in a relationship. Because sometimes that girl that you get in a relationship with is like, that's your friend?
Yeah.
Why is she looking at me like that?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? And there was no book.
I agree. No, I agree with what you're saying. Yes. Making new opposite sex friends like after you're an adult is probably not something that happens often regardless.
Right. You know, I was talking to my kids, both, especially my sons. They're like, so-and-so is my best friend. So-and-so is my best friend. So-and-so is my best friend. Like, how many best friends you got? All 10 of these guys. And her, too. And her and her. I'm like, you can't have 13 best friends.
Why not?
I don't believe in that. I believe in friends, close friends. I believe in that. But there's a best friend. There's that friend that the ride or die. There's that friend that's going to be there for you for whatever, right? There's that person. They're not all going to be your best friend. You can't have, there's no way you can maintain 13 different relationships and call them all best friends, especially at that young of age. Yeah. Especially that young of age.
I mean, I think
you'll have a group of guys that'll be there to support you. So but there's always, out of let's say you got 4 guys, okay? You got 4 guys and you guys did this, that, and the other. For every Friday night, you guys went out. Who's the last guy that you ended up with at the end of the night? Best friend.
Okay.
Every time, right? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You can't give that name to 4 different guys. They're close. Those are my boys.
Yeah.
Right? But there's always Isaac. Isaac's going to always be there for me.
Yeah.
Fight pops off, Isaac's boom right there. The other 2 guys, there might be looking, but Isaac's, this is an example. Isaac's always there, right? He's got your back, whatever's going on, right? That's what I mean by best friend. Yeah. And I was like, you can't just throw the best friend word around. And I tried to explain that to him. They're like, no, that's the way it is. Now, so how are your best friends doing? I don't have that many best friends.
Yes,
I've got a best friend.
It starts to, yes, the circle in general starts to shed people, and those start to filter off, like you're saying. I mean, I think the best way, it's probably the best way I've ever heard it put was when you go out with a group of friends who you end up with at the end of the night, that's your boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's probably the best way to put it. I don't think I've ever heard it put that way. I think I can agree with that. That it's probably
and it's always Isaac.
Although, you know,
like you as a matter of fact,
but I'm just thinking about
drop people off a certain way.
I'm thinking about my best friend that was my best man in my wedding. I mean, we're still super tight, but yeah, he was the first one that we had to put to bed, so he never made it all the way to the end of the night. So I know it's a different. I know. It caught me because you're talking about it. And I'm thinking whenever we leave the bar, I'm like, no, we had to send him home, and then the one dude that's still drinking with me is not my absolute best friend. He is one of my closest friends. Mm-hmm. But we're gonna stay up all night, so,
right?
Yeah.
Because he could, he could. But I'm generally talking about.
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
You go to a concert, you go whatever it may be. So that concept, just teaching my kids, just be careful how you throw that word around. And now, unfortunately, because what I said, it didn't stick. But now, as they've gotten older, I understand what Dad was talking about. No. I get it.
Well, how about that? Is that probably a dad rule right there? The fact that hey, your best friend is the one that
last man standing
with you, right?
Yeah.
So dad rule right there.
Yeah.
You want to find out who your best friend is when the bars are closing or anything's going down. The last man standing with you, that's your best friend.
That's your best friend.
So
yep, we'll always have your back. Always have your back, man. That's good. I'm gonna throw this at you real quick, and then we can move whichever way we want to move. But I was playing PUBG. You know, I'm a gamer. I was playing PUBG.
Is PUBG kind of like Fortnite?
It's a battle royale. Fortnite's a battle royale also, but you build things. I can't play Fortnite. You build towers and walls and buildings, and you try to protect yourself, and plus you got to shoot people. It's a different.
Okay. I really don't know. I'm not making fun.
I do.
My little dude plays Fortnite. I don't know PUBG.
Yeah, because Fortnite with all the different character skins and building stuff and shooting people and the different kind of guns they get to use, it really keeps. I mean, that's why that game is free to get.
And you got to buy battle passes.
You got to because they want you to buy those skins and all those extra things. That's how they make their money. That's because they pull these kids in because it looks awesome.
Well, yeah, he's got Snoop Dogg in a Santa suit.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes.
Right. So anyway, PUBG is sort of the same thing, same concept. It's a battle royale. Last man wins.
Okay.
Or last team wins. And it came out in 2017. Okay. It's been around for a long time. Traffic over there to that game has been crazy because I think people are getting tired of Call of Duty. Another multiplayer sort of battle royale.
First-person shooter game too,
So PUBG is like Fortnite, third person, so you can see your person.
Okay.
Right? You can see your person jumping around and shoot.
Better.
I do too. So PUBG is like that. It's a little blocky, but they've been working on it. But I think PUBG. I just wanted to throw this out there. I'm just going to say it.
So this is just all right.
Is woke.
This is not where I thought we were going.
Yeah.
All right.
Because they make the female characters smaller. I have a female character because the hit radius from distance is harder to hit a female character than a male character. Right? Smaller, bigger, and then also the different things the shiny costumes that you can put on these people, right? It's just amazing. And then the dances, it's just amazing to me that it's so woke, right?
I still don't know why it's woke.
So, what's that?
Why is it woke?
Because I think they're pushing more towards female characters getting more stuff. Like the helmets, they're all sparkly and pink and purplish. So you got helmets, you got all this because of the different costumes and whatnot. I think it's a woke game, but I enjoy it so much. Well,
I mean, I don't know if that's what makes it woke, but the whole empowering the female role is kind of in like every single thing that we consume now.
2007, but 2017.
Well, yeah, okay, all right. So 2017
was that Trumpish, right? That was Trumpish time. Was that?
Yeah, it was 2016,
2016, right?
And 2024. Yeah. But just everything on TV, all the television shows have shifted to the power role being the female than the male. I mean, the show that my nerd show, that my sci-fi show that I liked with you, Game of Thrones.
That's not sci-fi, brother.
That is sci-fi.
That is fantasy. It is fantasy.
Fiction.
They know it's fantasy.
What is the difference?
Science fiction is more.
They have lasers and stuff.
It's still fantasy.
Well, so is science fiction.
Science fiction is more Star Wars, Spaceballs. That's science fiction. The more technology advanced kind of movies. It's more that.
So no lasers. It's not science fiction.
I mean, it doesn't have to have lasers. I mean, Dune,
lasers are cool.
Like Dune is sci-fi because they have the ships.
Okay. I don't know. So if there's not technology, then we go fantasy. That's kind of what we're saying.
You can, yeah. If they're wearing skivvies and cloaks and stuff of that nature, like the Ring movies,
Lord of the Rings.
God, I'm gonna cut this too.
No.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the
Fantasy,
Rings.
right.
Lord of the Rings. Ray's trying to make an edit just so anyone knows because he has CTE and can think of Lord of the Rings. Frodo, what you got?
Oh my goodness! Wow. Yeah. So that's all fantasy.
Okay.
All that's fantasy. Yeah.
Man, now you got me thinking. So I don't like science fiction. Okay. Well, that makes me feel better. I like fantasy, not science fiction.
Yeah, you like fantasy. I don't know why you wouldn't like science fiction, but you don't like the Star Wars. The Star Wars is you don't like the Star Treks. You think they're both the same.
I mean, they're similar.
Just because they both say star.
I mean, it has to. It's got to be space. It has to do with other planets and weird looking people. They all have that going for them.
Yeah, they do. They do.
So
they're very similar. Well, I mean,
Yeah, but now I know though. But no, I like fantasy more than I like. Because I can. Man, there was a show.
The
Last Kingdom. It was awesome. But it's one of these shows that. So like what I really liked about it was that I didn't have to watch an episode the whole night because it had very clean cuts in the scene.
Uh-huh.
So it was like this scene was going to be over. So you could just watch it. And then once the scene changed, you could just turn it off and then just pick it back and then just start it back up the next day. Like you didn't have to watch the episode in completion because the storylines kept going.
Okay, that's good.
And so it actually made it really easy to watch because like I wasn't going to stay up for the whole hour for the show.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, I might watch 20 minutes a night. I'm like, as soon as this scene changes, I'm turning it off, going to sleep. And the next day, just pick it back up. Yeah.
So with the PUBG thing, my son got me back into it. My 30-year-old son got me back into it.
Is he woke?
No, he's not woke. He got me back into it. I know that game. I don't know why, but I really enjoy that game. He got me back in the PUBG. It just reminded me of when I played games with my youngest son, and he would like, "Dad, coming to challenge you." Right, coming to challenge you. This is back in the day. And if he would win, I told him, if you win, we'll keep playing. But I always beat him. So he had to go back to his room. Yeah. He'd have to go back to his room, right? And I think because of that, now he can beat me. Now he can beat me. They both can.
Does he make you go to your room?
No, not at all. No, they both can beat me. But the thing is, we have something that we can play together, right? We have something that we could do together. And it's not physical, right? It's not physical or anything of that nature. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we do.
We're able to do that.
I mean, we'll play Madden. We'll play MLB The Show.
Yeah, but you're still young enough to go and do those physical activities with them, though, right?
No, I am, but we still enjoy. I mean, I like a video game too. Mm-hmm. So, and he's very good at like, knowing whenever he's done playing and just calling it a night. Like he doesn't get caught up in playing for hours upon hours.
Like he's not one of those. He's not like.
I mean, he will go longer periods of time. Like, hey, dude, it's time to wrap it up. Not saying that he's always.
Yeah.
But he will say, hey, let's play a game of MLB The Show. And in your head, you're like, we're going to be playing 4 games of it because I'm going to beat him 3 times in a row, and then I'm going to have to let him win. But we'll play that game, and he's like, all right, that's it. We're done. I just want to play one game. I'm like, oh, that was easy. So, and then someone's like, come on, man, let's play another one. I enjoy it. I still enjoy it.
We've had situations where we've be gone at 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, it's 6 o'clock. And we started at 10.
That's
it's
a long
6
time.
o'clock.
Is that played on a console or your phone?
Console.
Okay.
Xbox. Right. Yeah. The Xbox One. So, it's online. So you play against other people. Just, it's so sick. So
no, I never got into the Fortnite thing with him.
No, it's good, man. You're doing more mature kind of hobbies.
No, not really.
That's
really.
Good.
I still,
that's good.
No, we got to play video games. We got to keep that going.
Yeah.
But you know what? And then even that, his buddies, that his best friends right now, they get online and they'll play Fortnite. But although I think they've been off, I guess this season must not be good. I hear about the seasons being good and not good. He hasn't played in a while. We haven't bought a battle pass in a few months, so I guess this season isn't very good because he hasn't asked for one. But that's where all his quote unquote best friends, they hang out. Mm-hmm. And Saturday, and I say Saturday mornings, maybe that's the reason why, because it's usually baseball now on Saturday mornings, so we don't have the option to play to play Fortnite early in the mornings on Saturday because we're usually heading to the ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's probably more fun though, actually playing ball.
Yeah,
probably a lot more fun.
Well, it is, but it's high stress situations for little kids.
But it's good for them.
Oh no, sports are great. Yeah, sports are great.
Good for
them. But that's the only high stress situations that they have, or the sports part.
Right now, and whatever homework or test or whatever.
Yeah, but I'm talking about things that are considered fun.
Oh yeah, I got you. Yep, I got you.
Playing a video game isn't high stress, but it can be fun.
No. Yeah, absolutely.
Playing a sport is fun, but can be high stress.
Yeah,
that's kind of where I was getting at.
Yeah, very good.
But nonetheless, we found out a little bit about some traveling that Ray did that
or have not done. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you went out of the country. You went to Hawaii. So,
is that really considered out of the country though?
The mainland. How about that?
Off the mainland.
You went off the mainland. But no, thanks to everybody for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification as well, so you know a new episode comes out. Drop us a comment below if you feel so inclined to enlighten us of something that we may have said wrong. And then, but until next time, appreciate everyone, and we'll see everyone again on
New Dad Order.
Thank you for joining us on the New Dad Order podcast. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop us a comment below. Let us know what you would like to see here. Why not? It costs you $0 to hit the subscribe button. Appreciate you guys.